And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
What's up, everybody? Raf in the building, and welcome to another edition of Zero Black Experience. No BS, no filter, no excuses, no gimmicks, just relevant. And right now, we have an amazing special guest. You might know from the show, Leo Puro Reyes podcast, because we're talking about the Raider Nation, also about the Aiden O'Connor versus Gardner Minshew, which is still on trending and more things to do. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the man of the hour. So right now, please give it up for the big applause for the man of the hour, the myth, the legend. Here it is, Dub Raider. So how's it going, Dub Raider? Welcome.
Rafa, thanks for the invite, brother. Happy to be here.
Yes, we are happy to be here. So right now, let's just see about for this business right now because all over this week, it's all about for Aiden O'Connor versus Gardner Minshew battle to be like the battle for the quarters. I mean, this is gonna be like a still trending, but I know this is exactly that we wanted to because between Aiden O'Connor versus Gardner Minshew, boy, this is gonna be like a so realistic right now because there's like a lot of competition going there because
Definitely.
just to be able to take like the rest out of this, but they definitely had a fair share of looks. But besides that, Gardner Minshew just like at a spot starter back up with best. But I would have had it best him to get better to become like a full-time starter. And some people they think that Aiden O'Connor should deserve about it. So I believe so. Because with the receiving team, which is a loss to Josh Jacobs, it only makes sense to how to get a pivot the offense into a quarterback, which is a Glenn Slater at heart. That's what you look at to see for Minshew because we just see like it since the college days, also for in Nepali calls, Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, to play for the offensive strengths for the New Raiders offense, it just feels like starting Minshew is like a no-brainer. And letting
Right.
off Aiden is getting the best to learn and trying to forget for a bad for the right play. But I really think that this is gonna be the second year for this rookie contract because we all know that he didn't start it as a quarterback as a
Right.
Purdue.
Right.
But I gotta tell you, this right here is gonna be a civil war, but I guarantee that Aiden O'Connor should be like the quarterback number one. So as plain as it about who should deserve to win of the civil war between Aiden O'Connor or Gardner Minshew to be like the starter.
I personally believe that Aiden O'Connell, AOC, should be the starter because obviously he was put into the fire early last season, after the whole debacle with what I like to call McDumbass. Just he just messed up our previous year and half of our season, and AP was able to bring it out of the coals and with a rookie quarterback. He did an amazing job. Obviously, he started off pretty rough, but if what would you expect from a fourth round? I believe he was fourth round pick, right? Fourth round pick quarterback that was just in his mind thought he was just going to be riding the pine until maybe a year, 2 years from now, and he's put into the game. And as we all noticed that from the beginning he started off rough, but with time he started getting better and better and better. And I think he deserves to have a full off season training with the first team, with the coach, and be able to gain that experience that any first round quarterback that's picked from the draft gets at the beginning of the year. That way, we will see this year, I believe, is what he truly is, because this is going to be his opportunity to shine. Obviously, we lost Josh Jacobs. That was going to be a lot of his, his backup when it came to being able to throw the ball. But you know what? I believe we still have a strong running core. So I think they're going to do well as long as our offensive line is bolstered and is ready to protect him. I think he's going to do very well, very, very well this year.
I believe so because I know that it's all about for the footwork, the defense, all guaranteed because he was very good enough to keep like the bets happy.
Yeah.
Because the veterans don't give her like anything about for the cap space. If Aiden O'Connor was awful, I mean, Pierce would have lost the locker room until the chill packed
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo back in.
You're freezing up, Rafa. Well,
In those sense, but they gotta level out other expectations.
definitely.
Mhm.
Sorry, brother, you froze for a little bit, so I didn't catch a lot of what you said. But to go back
Uh,
to AOC,
mhm.
I definitely believe that
Yep.
he will take us to the promised land with our awesome defense, our amazing wide receiver core, our good running back core. He will do the job. And if not, worst case scenario, we have Minshew. We have a great backup. That if need be, he could step up, and he showed it time and time again. I remember being at the last game in Oakland when we played the Jacksonville Jaguars. Guess who was the quarterback? Gardner Minshew, and he tore us up in the last minutes of the game. And then last year against the Colts, he did the same thing. So he's definitely a proven quarterback starter. I don't believe it, but definitely a good backup.
Exactly. And I know what some of the reasons that my image is still frozen because I know the internet connection is right there. But
Mm.
after we just talking about for Aiden O'Connor versus Gardner Minshew, who gonna
Mhm.
take the quarterback spot, I know that you may have the code to realize that we're almost there on the month of June, which is the
Yes.
post June 1. And right
Mhm.
now they're gonna face it in a that of the early predictions who's gonna be including for the 15-man roster. Because right now for the draft, we just drafted Brock Bowers, Tommy Eichenberg, Dale Love, also Jackson Powers Johnson. So after we just drafted amazing players, just like a tight end, safety, Trey Taylor for the Air Force. I mean, who should be included on that roster? In the 53-man roster, because right now we had a lot of help to do with Max Crosby, Robert Spillane, Luke Masterson, also we help with the wide receiver, running back. So who should
Right.
be on the put at the 15-man roster before the preseason came in?
To be totally honest, this time of year for me is very speculative. Like, it is. A lot of people start talking theories. And in order to I guess to get people to follow, to get people to listen, they start believing these theories. And for me, the proof is in the pudding. It when training camp starts, the best man on the field, the best man that does the best plays should be the one to start. I can't really say who should be starting. If I had to choose somebody, it would definitely be everyone that proved themselves last season at towards the time that AP was coaching. Everyone that was at OTAs, just grinding, and whoever during training camp, whoever excels. But to put a name, I really couldn't. Outside of obviously our starters, our veterans. All the new kids. I really couldn't be able to tell you. Yeah, I think this guy's going to do well. I think this guy's going to do well because I really don't. Other than Bowers, everybody. And again, this is all speculative from his college career. That he was a great player, and that his transition into the NFL is going to be seamless. But we don't know that. We've had number one players that did anything and everything in college, bust in the pros, because in college you're playing against what I like to call scholarship players, which are just there for their scholarship. They have no plans on continuing to become pros. Then you have the 50-50s, the ones that are good enough to become maybe like a practice squad, or a third string, or some type of player of that caliber. And then you have the elites. That's what you see in college. In the NFL, it's just the elites. It's the best of the best. So to compare an excellent college player to an excellent professional NFL player, I really can't. The proof is definitely going to be in the pudding. When they get on the field, when they get on the practice field, when they start training camp, that is going to show us who the starters are. Do you have any particular beliefs in who should start?
Oh yes, because I just had on my one of my predictions. I think the tight end is gonna be between Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, Harrison Bryant, Cole. Also for the offensive line, there's Colton Miller, Dylan
Mhm.
Barham, James, Jackson Powers Johnson, which is a right guard. Also
Right.
Ty Mumford Jr., Delmar Glaze, Cuddy Whitehair, Declan Wagner. Also for the guard, Jordan Meredith. Also for the defense that they had Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins, Coons, Wilson, Jenkins, Butler, Beyond, Agoa, Ron Stone. For the linebacker, they had Robert Spillane, Devon Diablo, Tommy Etchenberg, Luke Masterson. That I will tell you. The linebacker room is going to be fully explosive. Also for the cornerback room, which is Jack Jones, Nate Hobbs,
Right.
Jacoby Bennett, the cameo Richardson, Brandon Fakerson, Jaquan Shepard. For safety, they have Trey Taylor, Isaiah Polomao, Marcus Epps, Trevor Marwick. For the specialists, they had the kicker, Daniel Carson, the punter, AJ Cole, like Jacob Ballmer, but also, we just had for the quarterbacks, Eden O'Connor, Gardner Minshew, Carter Bradley, running back Samir White, Dallas Mattison, Amir Abdullah, Damien Law. Also for the wide receivers, they just had Devontae Adams, Jacoby
Obviously.
Myers,
Mhm.
Michael Gallup, Trey Tucker, Christian Wilkerson, Leatrick Griffin. I mean, what could I expect about for that team? Because right now, after we just saw for the 15-man roster, there's
Mhm.
no doubt that the defense could be like a great improvement. Because
Oh,
remember
definitely.
the last season that we just can't win for the disaster of Josh McDaniels, Jimmy Garoppolo, Dame Ziegler. It all
Mhm.
became like a disaster.
Yes.
Right now, we have an opportunity to get into the playoffs and maybe go to a championship, but it's not going to be too soon at all because right now we had to face for the first year under Antonio Spears' year because right now there is no time for excuses. If we had to prove to the whole world who we are, the defense is right there because
Mhm.
I know that some players in drafting on this draft they became like monsters. For example, there was Brock Bowers, one of the greatest tight ends of the college football. There was Jackson Powers Johnson, an amazing beast, amazing monster for the Oregon State for the Ducks. Also,
Right.
they just got DeMar Glaze, Tommy Etchenberg, who became like one of the younger Robert Spillane because he just broke his hand twice, but he didn't give a shit. Also, there was the cameo Richardson, Trey Taylor. I mean, what can I say about it? The whole defense is gonna be so solid
Mhm.
that there's gonna be a lot of competition for the rest of the teams.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that. Our defense is definitely going to be uh, a very strong defense. Is definitely, I believe, is going to carry our team to success. I think that our offense is also pretty strong. We definitely have a couple of holes that we still got to fill, and we have the wait and see players because there are some players that are on the cusp of breaking out. And it's just, I guess we'll see when the the season begins.
Mhm.
I feel that we are definitely going to do way better than last year. Because everybody's bought into the Raider way. Everybody believes in AP. Everybody believes in this team. And I haven't seen this in so many years, man. I there's I've been a Raider fan since 1984. I've loved this team, but I've also been a realist. I haven't had too much faith in the drafting. It's our drafting in the past years hasn't been too good. We got Josh Jacobs and Derek Carr and a few other players here and there sporadically. That panned out. Max Crosby, but the majority have really haven't done very well. At least with our team and our scheme. So I'm somewhat pessimistic in that aspect, but I am very hopeful as a Raider fan that we are going to do much better this year. Our schedule isn't the easiest, but it isn't the hardest. We have a great week. What was I forgot what week we have our bye week, I think, but it's like later in the season, so
Oh,
that's
yes.
great. So I think everything is looking to benefit us, and obviously, I hope we make it to the playoffs this year. But if we don't, I think we're in heading in the right direction for that.
Yeah, exactly. Also, we have some comments right now. So there it is. Raider Rebel, how's it going? Salute, my
Yes.
brother. Also, there is
Hello.
Chad Schrader, Dennerberry Sports. Also, Raider Rebel has a comment to say, I hope Dalton Wagner stays healthy and make a team. Also, there is Jim Fripper in the building. Salute to you. But not only we just have it a live stream over YouTube, but also we are live on Twitter, Instagram. Also, salute to Eagles 9987, 49ers Ultimate Report, Carlos VP, Raider Hawks, salute. There's much love at this right here in the chat. But I
Yes,
agree
sir.
with the point right now because we've been waiting so long time. Because
Yes.
after we just lost against the Super Bowl, against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I feel that this is like the moment for redemption. And I
Yes.
know there's some dress could be better, some dress could be better because people they never forget about those greatest picks, which is Max Crosby. Also, there is Khalil Mack right now for the 2014. I mean, people never forget about how we got to deal with this because
Yes.
after we do like some good memories, some bad memories. I mean, this is like the perfect time to get an opportunity to make it work because there's
Yes.
no excuses at all. Because right now we have a coach we designed for the Raider way because it's
Mhm.
not about the Patriot way because we're not going to adopt
Oh
it
hell no.
because
No, no.
it's always the Raider way because right now it is time to put a job, kick some ass, and ready for action.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. We are, like I was mentioning, we are headed in the right direction. Everybody's buying into the Raider way. Not only players, but also the fan base, and that's definitely something that I'm excited about. I'm excited to go to the games and to be able to tailgate with my Raider brothers and sisters out there because we know that something great is coming. We got a glimpse of it last season. In the last, what was it, 8-9 games. We saw the change immediately. We saw the vibe being created, and that's exciting. To where when the season ended, I really didn't care about the Super Bowl. I was just like, come on, man, let's go. Let's just hit the draft, let's hit the OTAs. Because I'm ready for this upcoming season to start and watch our team succeed.
Yes, sir. Because I understand that. Well, what you mentioned about for the fans and of course for the schedule right now. Let's just move on for the next topic. So I know the Raiders schedule is around ahead of the corner. So I know it might be like very realistic right now because the first week we're just getting ahead against Los Angeles Chargers at
Oh yeah,
SoFi Stadium. Because
yes,
remember, we just won against Chargers in the historical night, and all those Chargers it became really choked, they just cry. And also the last week is gonna face against for the Los Angeles Chargers,
mhm,
but this time it's gonna be Allegiant Stadium.
yeah,
But for the opening week at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, right now we're gonna face against Carolina Panthers.
mhm,
And I know I got my prediction. It's gonna be 12 wins, 5 losses. Because why? Because we have a Dubai series against Kansas City Chiefs, a Dubai series against Los Angeles Chargers. Also, I just have another loss against Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they know exactly how to balance well about for the defense and the offense. Also, another loss against Baltimore Ravens because they just had great wide receiver, great defense, and Lamar Jackson. Also, another loss against Cincinnati Bengals, which is they just had not very much about the defense, but also they just had Jamar Chase, also Joe Burrow, and also we just had an interesting match between Aiden
yeah.
O'Connor versus Derek Carr, which is
Mhm.
on December 29.
Oh,
And
it's gonna
we
be
had
awesome.
the first Black Friday between Kansas City Chiefs versus Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes,
And after we just saw for Christmas, I mean, is it possible to win against in Thanksgiving? I hope so, because right now we're getting tired of all this bullshit of Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes because they feel like very untouchable. But I feel that there's a lot of competition at this conference because I know that Los Angeles Chargers they just got Jim Harbaugh. Also for Denver Broncos, they just draft Bo Nix. And Kansas City Chiefs, they just had still Travis Kelce, they had still Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. But for us, it's gonna be like we are the underdogs, we are the misfits, and you gotta be careful because right now the competition is getting tougher, tougher. And I believe if this team could make it out the playoffs or maybe to the championship, I'll be realistic with that. Because with that defense, the Civil War, the quarterback, the wide receiver, everything is gonna be explosive.
Yes, definitely. I agree. I believe that they are definitely going to get double digit wins. They are starting the season playing a lot of AFC teams. So if we win a lot of the starting games, we will definitely be in good position come the bye week because the majority of the teams we're playing are AFC teams. And after the break, we have bookend difficult games before and after the bye week, which I believe it's Kansas City and Miami. But I think with the defense as strong as it is, I think they are going to put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and they are not going to let him just sit there and manage the game as he's accustomed to doing. They are going to be strong, and if our offensive side of the ball, if they gel and they start putting up points, man, we will be unstoppable.
I agree with that. I agree. And of course, well, we had the last topic right now because right now we're gonna wrap it up just like at 30, 40 minutes. But I gotta tell you, because I've been seeing like a lot of social media comments about that. But right now, I mean, what I just talked about for the Raider Nation is all about the culture. It's all about tradition. Because
Yes.
after that, I just saw for the passing news of Jim Otto, I was just like, wow, we just lost a great one.
We
And
did.
for me, Jim Otto, he became like the greatest center of all time. He was like the original gangster, the
Mhm.
original Raider, because he defined a whole generation during for the 60s, the 70s, and most people didn't know about the legacy of Jim Otto
Right.
because he was like the greatest player that ever played because he was like the first Raider to be inducted at the Hall of Fame. They were just like one of the pioneers of that
Mhm.
time. And for that reason that I support this team because I'm very proud to be a South American citizen living in the East Coast in the United States. I'm representing for the Raider Nation because I gotta tell you for this one. There's five things about to represent for the Raider Nation. There's culture, there's tradition, there's loyalty, there's respect, and of course, there's diversity. Because
Yes.
no matter if you had a different color of skin, no matter if you represent from another country, we are representing the worldwide team. We are the baddest motherfucking team on the planet. And you can never erase the story. Because if you see the story of this organization, you see Ken Stabler, you see Jim Otto, you see Flores, you see Al Davis, you see John Madden, you see Cliff Branch doing
Mhm.
the greatest of the 80s. Also, you just saw Charles Woodson, also
Mhm.
Marcus Allen. I mean, what can I tell about it?
Bo Jackson.
Even I had the opportunity to talk with Stuart Scheinberg, which is like an amazing player. Also, which is saw for the new generation between Robert Spillane, Max Crosby, Devontae Adams. I mean, people never forget about the organization and the whole history because if you listen to the history, if you saw all these amazing plays from the beginning, you understand
Mhm.
about it. Because
Yeah.
if you're a fan of the Raider Nation right now, it's not about for only one player. It's all about for the organization. It's all about for the shield. And we just had a lot of competition because even though they were trash talking about to say fuck the Broncos, fuck the Chargers, fuck the Chiefs, we are representing one nation
Yes.
because it's all about for the shield. So I gotta tell you for this one because after that I just saw for the social media. So what represent for us for the Radio Nation because it's all about for the culture, tradition, and of course we represent about for the legacy because teaching very well about for those fans how to be proud to represent to the whole Radio Nation.
Yeah, definitely, man. I agree. Ever since, like I told you, I became a Raider fan. Um, I I was I really fell in love with not only the organization as a team, but the Raider Nation itself. The fandom, the camaraderie, the family, because that's what we definitely are, is a family. I've been to various places, other countries, and I'll be sporting my Raider gear, and I'll see somebody else wearing a hat or wearing something Raiders. We look at each other and we know, we give each other that nod. We've never met, but we know we are part of the Raider Nation. And now also with being involved with a lot of content creators, they've embraced me. They've opened their arms and just have guided me to see another side of the Raider Nation. The content creation, the social media, the tailgating, the events. It's just such an amazing thing that we don't only we're not only active during the season, we're active 365 days a year. If it's a hangout, if it's a fundraiser, if it's a philanthropy, if it's like what I'm doing here with you, doing a podcast, we're always active. We're always involved, and we're always supporting each other. And that's, to me, I think one of the biggest strengths of the Raider Nation is that we support each other. We're there for each other through good and bad, because as you know as well as I do, we've gone through a lot of bad, but yet we're still here. I've known people that have jumped ship from other teams when they have 2 years of losing seasons, but we are faithful. It doesn't matter. Like the saying says, win, lose, or tie, Raiders till I die.
Exactly.
And that's my belief, and the people that are around me from the Raider Nation believe the same thing. And that's definitely something I cherish. That's something I respect from every individual that is a fan of the Raiders, a fan and a member of the Raider Nation. I definitely salute everybody, for thinking that way and feeling that way.
Exactly. So right now, let's see for another comments. Right now, let's see. Ray Love, how's it going? Salute to you, Ray Love. Ray Love to say another comment to say, everywhere I go and I see an A fan, I yell, Raiders. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
We just got Afakasi Raider in the building. How's it going? Salute to you, Afakasi. So
Afakasi.
what can I tell you about this? Because we are representing for the whole nation.
Yes.
And no matter what's happened, no matter if we win, no matter if we lose, I represent Raider Nation till I die.
Yes,
and
sir.
even though as a content creator, I start like I'm doing like something about for the football because I didn't know about for the football. But since I was doing like a content creator as like 2021, I was starting to look at about for the history of the organization. And what I'm thinking about for the Raiders to say, holy snap, this is the team that I just wanted to, because I know they represent for the whole nation. And when you see like on the tailgates, when you see like Mexican persons living in the state of California representing for the Raider Nation with a jersey. Also, now I'm looking for I'm wearing this jersey for Bo Jackson because
Sure.
Bo Jackson knows. And when you see like in a different jerseys, just like Max Crosby, Robert Spillane, also for like the classical ones, Charles Woodson, they know represent for everything. Because no matter what happens, I mean, this could have been whole nation, because if you see like Dallas Cowboys fans, there's such a bunch of bad rankers, because every time that I just see for the Americans team, because they know, because they just had a lot of attention to the prime time of the football, so they know about it. But for us, we're just like the misfits. We're just like the underdogs. Don't underestimate, because right now we are the most dangerous team. And right now, over those years, because we're just being tired to catalog it as a laughing stock. It's not going to happen, because right now we are untouchable. And right now there is no going back. And once you became part of the Silver and Black experience, was it to go for the dark hole, the dark side? Oh, man, there's no going back, because once you go to the Raiders fan, there's no holding back. So you can go for the Black Sunday all day, all night long.
Yes, sir. I definitely agree. I think that we as a nation, especially right now, need to come together, need to attend more games, need to go to more tailgates, need to show that we are part of this nation. Yes, I know it's expensive. Yes, I know it's difficult to get out, but get together. Uh, watch parties, join booster clubs. Do whatever it is you need to do to represent the nation. Because we definitely this move from Oakland to Las Vegas. Like any move, even like when you move from one house to another, it's always difficult. You have to acclimate. You have to get accustomed to your new surroundings, and that's I think what's happened in Las Vegas. I've been a season ticket holder from the first year that they were in Las Vegas, and I noticed that the tailgate initially, it was kind of sporadic. There were some hardcore fans and definitely a lot of Raider fans, but a lot of opposing team fans were showing up and taking over. The following year, we had a little bit more. And the following year after that, a little bit more. And it's growing. So what we need to do is we need to show the organization, we need to show the Raider Nation that we are in support 100% and that we will show up and show out. And I think as long as we do that, we will show these players that we're behind them. And I think they will go balls out for us. I guarantee that.
Exactly. So we'll see. Right now, it has been an amazing episode of Seven Black Experience. My name is El Capitan Rafucho, as known as Ralph. So I got to tell you, Raider, Dub Raider, thanks for joining us at this amazing episode. So where can we find you on the social media and where can we find you about for the video? Because last time I just saw you for the podcast with Leo Chandelinas talking about for the Raiders. So where can we find you on the social media so the people can see you about for your content?
Okay, well, right now I have Instagram, I have Facebook. Just look up Dub Raider or Dub Raider Designs. I've been a guest on Cheeto Leo's podcast. I've been a guest on Protect the Shield podcast. I actually I do Stogie Nation with MC Raider. We do reviews of cigars and cigar lounges. But also, I'm starting my own podcast of it's called the Raider Nation Rundown, and what I'm focusing on, it's not the X's and O's of football. It's focusing on the Raider Nation. It's focusing on the subculture of the Raider Nation because that's what we are. We are a subculture, and what I want to do is promote that subculture, just like we were talking about, getting more people in at the games, getting more people at the tailgates, at watch parties, and booster clubs. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be interviewing individuals like you, Rafa, individuals like Cheeto Linus, like MC Raider, booster clubs like the Black Hole, all different types of organizations, and promoting them. Also, any business associated with the Raider Nation, I'm also going to be promoting them, letting the Raider Nation know that these are businesses that they should be supporting. Why? Because they are part of our nation, and they're doing stuff to progress the Raider Nation. So right now, I'm working on the final graphic aspects of the podcast. I have a couple of interviews already set up, and I'm hoping that in the near future we'll switch roles and I'll be able to interview you. I have obviously my first interviewee is going to be MC Raider because that's my boy. We've been hanging for a minute, and I definitely want to start with him. I got Cheeto Linus. I got West Coast Pirates. I got a lot of different brothers and sisters from the Raider Nation that I want to interview and promote. And obviously, Rafa, I want you to be one of them as well. The podcast, again, it's going to be called the Raider Nation Rundown. It should be up. I have a YouTube page. It's, I believe, a Dub_Raider. Please like and subscribe. Right now, I have just replays of all the podcasts I've been on with my Raider brothers and sisters. And but soon I'll be having new content that I'll be creating, doing all these interviews.
Yes, sir. So I'm very glad that you're growing up, and of course, I'm love that you have to make very great content with MC Raider because I had the opportunity to meet him, some of the interviews, and I mean, this guy is really amazing because I know that he brought a great action, great comedy. I mean, that man is a great legend, and of course, I gotta tell you for this one, hit the like button, ring the bell for notifications if you missed the video, if you missed the live stream. So there it is. And of course, subscribe to my channel, El Capitan Rafucho, on the way to 1K subscribers. So hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell button, and of course, support to your favorite Capitan from South America. So here it is, folks. Here it comes another episode of Syrian Black Experience. No BS, no drama, no gimmicks, no excuses, no filter, just Raiders, baby. And of course, thank you very much for having us for this special episode along with my special guest, Dub Raiders. So I just wanted to tell you, just like I'll ever say, just win, baby. And no
Yes,
matter
sir.
we lose, no matter we win, Raider Nation till light day. So right now, have a
Sir.
great night, have a great Memorial Day, and of course, respect for all these soldiers.
Sir.
All right, peace out then. We are out of here, ladies and gentlemen.